She doesn't know what to expect yet, but she'll get used to me and everybody else as well. So she's going to help me with this tonight. But the focus is how you can turn this into an event that you can do now all the way up until Christmas, because this can be used so much that they can actually take advantage of it. Because right now people are going, oh, I can't party right now. I can't do that. I've got too many things to do. I've got this, I've got that, and they start going on and on and on. So you just tell them straight up, you know what, I'm not doing parties until January. But what I am doing is I'm doing gifting classes, and I'm doing microwave cooking classes, and I'm doing candy making classes, and now you can add cake ball classes. Because these, when you buy them at the store, they're like $4, $5, $6 a piece for each and every one of them. So when you think about that, they can make a whole cute little bouquet of cake balls, give them as gifts to people, and they've just saved a whole lot of money. And so this becomes a demonstration where you're showing them how they can put a gift together very inexpensively. They're going to be willing to invite their friends over to come see how to do it, and then they're going to be able to use that as a gifting experience for them between now and Christmas. So when you're thinking about that, think about how that works. Now it's really, really simple. In a nutshell, you make a cake, cool the cake down, put icing into a crumbled up cake, form balls, cover in chocolate. It's that simple, okay? That's it in a nutshell. But what we have to do is turn that demonstration into a business. How do we turn it into the business? So there's a lot of things that you can use to make these cake balls. For example, we're going to mix the cake mix. We can use our mix and store pitcher, right? Don't forget to tell everybody how it works as it's working through. This is a great, great tool because the cake mixes mix up perfectly in there. And then, of course, when we use our silicone spatula, it gets everything off the sides of it. So you've got those two items right there just in mixing the cake mix. Then we have our whole complete stack cooker, which part of it is still in the back with the cake in it. And we would demo that, talk about all the things that you can do with that. Now, we're going to make cake in it, and that's what you would do at the party, but make sure you're telling everybody about all the other things that can be done, because remember, everything that you do on the stovetop or in the oven can be done in this in a fraction of the time. No turning on the oven, no heating up the house, no burning food. And right now, we've got so many things on our plates, we don't need to worry about burning food. What we need to worry about is getting all of the things done. So I can put a meal in here, cook it in 15 minutes while I'm doing other things like wrapping presents or doing all those other things. And so you have that opportunity to teach how to do that as well. Then when you've done it, you've got, you're going to take and chop up the cake in our Quick Chef right over here. So now I've added a whole nother line right here that I can bring into there, and I can show them how to crumble it up. And we're going to do this all here in just a minute. And we'll crumble it up in there, and then we're going to mix it in our That's-A bowl, because you know everybody needs to have a That's-A bowl. We mixed into the icing into the cake, into our That's-A bowl, and then we're going to form it into balls. And you can use lots of different things. I have them sitting into one of our freezer containers, which is a really great tool that you can use. And so you can show that as well. And then, of course, you're going to melt chocolate. So you're going to go back to using the stack cooker again, show them another piece on how it works. And then when that's done, you're going to dip the cake balls in chocolate, and then you can top them with different things. So we have the different things sitting in this. We can chop nuts in our chop and prep, and we've added that piece as well. So now they have a variety of things that they can do with all of the different things that we have here. So you've showed several pieces of Tupperware and how it all fits together to create wonderful gifts for people this time of year. All right, so is everybody ready to see how it works?
Yes.
Okay, so my lovely assistant here is going to help me get things done. And what we're going to do is, now we've already pre-made the cake in here to save time because it needed to be cool. But all you would do is mix your cake mix up, just as if the box said it, or you can even use soda. Did y'all know you can do soda cakes? 1 box of cake mix, 1 can of soda, mix it together, you have a cake ready to go. Okay? And it can be any cake mix, any soda. And for these cake balls, it can be any cake mix. You can mix it according to directions or use a soda, whichever you choose. Either one works just as well. And then you're going to put it in here with the cone attachment. So you have a cute little bundt cake. In my microwave at home, it takes 8.5 minutes, but in most microwaves, it takes 9 minutes to cook. So keep that in mind. If they have a higher wattage, start at about 8.5 and you should be fine. If they have a lower wattage, you may have to go a little bit farther. All right, so once the cake is made, it's going to cool down a little bit. You want it to cool because you don't want it melting the icing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Miss Laura put that on. And we're going to take our Quick Chef over here. And we're going to put our cake down into that, and we're going to chop it up and get it real fine, crumbly. And then once we've done that, we're going to put it into our That's a bowl. There you go. Yeah, you can just kind of scoop it out. Get that up a little bit for you. There you go.
And you can stop the urine and go in.
So all she's going to do is spin it probably about 4, 5, 6 times. All it's going to do is just crumble it up. Because the finer it is, the better the cake ball is going to stick together for you. And so all she's going to do is go around and around. There you go. Check that out. You should be good right there. Almost. Let's try one more time. Now, you know they say on the Quick Chef, if you are wiggling your butt, you're going fast enough. So if it isn't moving, you got to go a little faster. There you go. You should be good right there. Yeah, you're good enough. Okay, and so you're going to dump that into here. You got it? There you go. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of it. Okay, so while she's chopping that up, now when you're doing this as a demonstration, you know you want your guests doing this. You don't do it. So for those of you who are like me and are not creative geniuses, I don't make this stuff look pretty. It just doesn't happen because I'm not capable of doing that. I don't have to worry about it because I'm not the one doing it. So anybody can do this demonstration, even if you think this is not something that you would want to do, because your guests are the ones doing the work. You're not. You're just going to talk about the products. And we all have used the products. We all love them. We know them, except for our guests, and that's okay because we're going to show you how much you're going to want to love these because they're so easy to work with. So while they're mixing those up, you have people working together on it. And again, it's a real simple recipe, but you can use any cake mix. So you can use the butter yellow, which is what we used here. I also have, and you'll get to taste some back in the back later on at the end of the night, I did a spice cake in this. That was really, really good. And then, of course, you can't have cake balls without chocolate. How many of y'all are chocolate fans? See, I thought of y'all too. So we've got a couple of different flavors that you're going to get to taste test. But remember, you can do any cake mix. But when you're doing a demo, you always want to go with the most plainest, basic thing that you can have. Because somebody, you ready? Who doesn't like chocolate in this room? See that hand right there? See those hands? They'll never taste it if you used a chocolate cake. Okay? Now, how many of y'all love chocolate? How many of y'all would be willing to taste a yellow cake mix? See that?
That's a good point.
See the difference? So it's not that we can't use chocolate, but remember, more people will try the yellow than they will the chocolate because some people don't like chocolate. It's like the salsa. Don't make it really, really hot because somebody won't taste it. Don't put cilantro in it because somebody won't taste it. But you can tell them, when you get home, you can do this. And it works really, really well. All right, so our cake looks to be all chopped up. Then the next step to this is adding icing. Now, if you're going to use a whole cake mix, you want to start with about a half a container of frosting. It's not supposed to get all wet. It's just supposed to look like dough. Everybody knows what dough, how it kind of crumbles, so you can put it all together. So don't over put in the icing. So start with about half a container of icing. And here's our spatula right here. Clean that up out of the way.
Can you make homemade icing?
You absolutely can in our whip and prep, in our Quick Chef.
Okay.
So you definitely can do that. The question was, can you make homemade icing? And absolutely you can.
Okay. Just Just like a butter, powdered sugar type?
Just a
Okay.
standard regular icing. Now I used, when I did the yellow, we used just a plain vanilla icing. When I did the spice cake, I used a cream cheese icing.
Okay.
So that pulled that cream cheese into the spice flavor. I also added a tablespoon of our cinnamon vanilla seasoning to the cake mix to pull in some more cinnamon flavor. So when you taste that, you'll know that that's in there a little bit more than a regular spice cake. And then the chocolate cake that I did back in the back has chocolate icing in it, so it's for the really, really chocolate lovers. And so all you're going to do is just kind of get it all to crumble. You're getting there. I think we may need just a little bit more. Mhm.
Have any of you made these before? Any tips that you would have from the couple that have made them? You do the same way? Okay.
Mhm. It's real easy, it's real simple. It is a little time consuming to roll the balls and do things like that, but it's not that hard to do. And if you're doing it at a demonstration, you have lots of people that can help you make them. And,
It's also really popular, like the lollipops are real popular, and you can buy the lollipop sticks like at Hobby Lobby or Michael's and put them on like a stick, so it's like a lollipop too.
yeah, she's actually going to show you that here in just a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's my first time, remember guys, so I kind of just broke a little bit. But there it is.
All right, so in the interest of moving along, from here what you would do is you would roll them into little balls. You can put them on popsicle sticks. You can form shapes, things like that. And she'll show you kind of some of the different shapes and things here in a minute. But once you've formed the balls, and I'm just going to pick one up here, all you're going to do is now you would go back in. See, it's just a little ball. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, however you want to do them, but you just roll them into a ball. And then you would take your stack cooker and you're going to melt chocolate and dip them into the chocolate. And then you can put sprinkles on them, you can put nuts on them, anything like that.
Does it help to refrigerate the balls first?
Yes, you want to get them cold or freeze them. So at a demonstration, put them in the freezer. That way you know they're getting good and solid cold well enough so that they're not quite as sticky.